The Gospel of Thomas study. The full inner path from recognition to integration through the Gospel of Thomas. The path set forth in the Gospel of Thomas is not a ladder of beliefs to be ascended, but a gradual refinement of perception. It does not proceed by accumulation, but by unveiling. It begins with recognition, the moment in which something true is seen, not by instruction or persuasion, but by direct apprehension. Recognition is the first stirring of awakening, not because anything new has entered the field, but because the veil of perception has shifted. That which is recognized was always present, awaiting sight. This seeing precedes language, argument, and proof. It is neither authorized from without nor conferred by doctrine. It resonates inwardly. Though passive in motion, recognition is decisive in consequence. Once clearly seen, it cannot be unseen. Thus the eyes of perception open, and the inner journey commences. From recognition, awakening follows of its own accord. Awakening is the realization that the self once assumed to be fixed and final is not the true self at all. The inner structures long taken for granted begin to loosen, false identities fall away, and borrowed beliefs lose their dominion. What was once accepted without question is quietly released. No external permission is required to know what is real. This stage is often unsettling, for it dismantles the mental frameworks that formerly provided a sense of certainty and shelter. Awakening marks the end of unconscious agreement, the refusal, gentle yet resolute, to continue living from inherited illusion. Though disruptive, such rupture is necessary. Without it, recognition would remain an insight only rather than a transformation. Awareness steadies what awakening has uncovered. Without awareness, awakening may become scattered, fragmenting perception rather than clarifying it. With awareness, it becomes grounded and whole. Awareness is sustained presence with what is, seeing without haste, attending without distortion, and remaining without immediate reaction. Here, stillness enters the path, not as withdrawal from life, but as clarity preceding action. Awareness allows perception to settle into its own proper place, granting truth in the space to be held without strain or distortion. In this state, one is no longer driven by impulse or fear, but anchored in presence. From awareness arises discernment. Discernment is awareness brought into motion, the capacity to distinguish without hostility, to separate truth from distortion without judgment. It is neither suspicion nor cynicism, neither anxiety nor over-analysis. It is clean perception. Discernment does not pursue truth, nor does it dissect reality in search of certainty. Truth, when unobstructed, declares itself. In this stage, attention is refined, and one learns to engage the world without being absorbed or deceived by it. Clarity emerges when discernment no longer requires effort. Inner contention subsides, and the restless questioning of motives, meanings, and dangers falls silent. Clarity is marked by quiet certainty, transparency, and ease. There is no longer a need to guard against confusion or to defend against deception. Seeing becomes direct and unforced. For this reason, clarity carries with it a deep and abiding peace. Not the peace of conclusion, but the peace born of the absence of inner friction. Integration, which may rightly be called embodiment, completes the path. Here, truth is no longer something recognized, examined, or applied. It becomes structural, woven into thought, word, and deed. There is no division within, for presence itself carries authority without coercion. Awareness is continuous. Discernment is implicit, and clarity is no longer sought but lived. This is what Yeshua signifies by movement and repose together, action without strain, stillness without withdrawal. Life proceeds not from effort, but from alignment. Recognition opens the eyes. Awakening reorients the self. Awareness steadies perception. Discernment separates truth from distortion. Clarity dissolves inner conflict. And integration renders truth lived rather than merely known. This is the inner path revealed in the Gospel of Thomas. Not a doctrine to be adopted, not a system to be obeyed, but a transformation that unfolds through honest seeing. Nothing here is bestowed by authority, nor added from without. What appears new is only that which was formerly unseen. The path advances by subtraction rather than accumulation, until perception rests in harmony with reality as it is. This path asks neither belief nor submission, neither validation nor assent. It asks only the courage to see without distortion. The Gospel of Thomas points inward, not toward an external power to be followed, but toward a truth that must be recognized and embodied. As obscurations fall away, life itself becomes the expression of what has been seen. Truth no longer requires argument, defense, or explanation. It bears its own authority through presence, coherence, and quiet certainty. What remains is not a seeker grasping ideas, but a life aligned with clarity, where truth is no longer pursued, but lived.